Thank you for listening to the Golden Hour Drip podcast with me, Logan Lee Miller. Enjoy the show. Welcome back to the Golden Hour Drip podcast. I'm your host, Logan Lee Miller. It's finally October. I'm so excited. I will say I've seen a lot of posts on social media about the Burr months being beer months. So they're taking the last it's not a suffix because suffix is after and prefix is before. It's been a long time since I've been in English class, but the last little bit of like October, September, and they say that the Burr months, they're only good for going to the bars. They're only good for rotting on the couch. They're only good for not doing anything at all. And I think this is such like a toxic thing. Like, I totally believe that the winter months are great for rest and rejuvenation and hanging out with family and really, like, there isn't much to do. I get that. Like, if you don't like being outside, if you don't like being in the cold, in comparison to the summer months, you can travel, you can go swimming. There's a lot of activities to do in the summertime if you avoid being outside when it's cold. I get it. Like, I hate to drive in the snow as much as anybody else. I don't like bad weather, but I don't think that we should demonize October, November, December months in saying like, oh, like we shouldn't like try to make them productive. I don't mean like to be overproductive or like try to do too much, but just like they're not just for the bars, So I really want to take this time to focus on what is important to me and to work on my goals, but also have that healthy balance. Balance has been like such a thing for me this year. I honestly would have to go back to my journal to see what my word of the year was, because honestly I can't remember it right now, and so that shows how good that I've been keeping track of that word of the year. But honestly, this year has been like such change, and like I've done a lot of personal growth that I didn't expect, and I did not forecast the way that this year has gone. So it's understandable that I can't remember like my word of the year, but I want to say it had to do with balance, and like trying to figure out a healthy lifestyle with my work and my home and my hobbies that I like to do, and the hobbies that I don't want to monetize but just are for me. I have been trying to really treat myself like a child in the aspect that I can experience anything I want. I can try new things. I don't have to be in a box of an adult. The fun thing about being an adult is I have the money to go buy things. I have the power to tell myself yes for things. Unlike when I was, 12, 11, whatever age you want to say, like you had to ask your parents. So the fun of being an adult is being able to tell yourself yes and to experience new things. So I want to say like my word of the year had to do something with those, but I could be totally off kilter. I want to spend the Burr months on my hobbies and really like keeping with the trying a balance and just making sure that I'm having fun and also being productive but not burning myself out. There's been years prior where I've just like burnt myself out completely of trying to accomplish too much or putting too many pressures on myself that I should be at XYZ and I'm still at ABC or whatever mile marker you think that you should be at. So I just want to like kind of recalibrate and prepare for the upcoming year while still being so present and enjoying where I'm at. So I've just been taking into account like hobbies and what fills my cup and what is like draining of my cup. I'm cutting out. Let's get into the peaks and the pits. So my peak of the week was my peak of the last time we chatted, the last time we talked, was Adriana's wedding was this weekend. And she had 2 weddings. So she had a wedding on Friday. It was a Catholic wedding, and I photographed it. It was so much fun. I always have like a bit of stress when I'm photographing weddings. This is my 3rd wedding that I photographed. It is not something that I really promote because it takes so much effort and energy, and I want to make sure that I'm really doing a good job for whoever I'm photographing for. So I don't always want to be in that space. Like, it's not something that I want to heavily pursue. But she asked me to photograph the Friday wedding. I was like, absolutely, I will do whatever. So I got there at like 10 o'clock. I helped her set up. I helped her do all the things. It was so good. And then we did the wedding. We photographed. And afterwards, we had a rehearsal dinner for the wedding on Saturday, which I was a bridesmaid in. And so it was a full day Friday night. We had the rehearsal, we had rehearsal dinner. We stayed at the cutest little Airbnb. It had a coffee house on the bottom. Unfortunately, I was so busy running around being a bridesmaid and a photographer and this and that. Like, I did not have any time to enjoy that coffee, but we had an amazing experience. I will say the Airbnb had like a clawfoot tub, and the tub had a shower installed in it. And all the knobs, there's 4 knobs, and I was like trying to figure them out. I was like, oh my gosh, like we've got to figure out to get hot water, because I took a shower all 3 days. Like, I needed it so bad. And also, like, when you're preparing for a wedding, when you're getting ready for something, you're taking a full shower in the morning, but then after the event is done, you're taking a full shower at night, because you have to wash all the glitz, all the glam, all the prep out to prepare for bed, or at least I have to. So it's such a long day. And Saturday I woke up, I took a full shower again, and I was starting to get the hang of the tub, but it had like the shower curtain around the sides, and like a circle around the like clawfoot bathtub. And it just reminded me of when I was in middle school. One of my friends, Raven, she had a shower just like this, and I was instantly like transported to that time. But Saturday morning, woke up, had the curlers, I was trying to get some volume. I took a full body shower. I ended up waking up at 5:30 because we needed to get to the coffee house in the town right beside the one that we were at, to grab some coffee. I was like, heck yes, I will be there at 8 o'clock. So I was like, had rollers in my hair, and I'm like, all right, like I'm getting ready to go. And I misread it. So, on the itinerary, it said be there at like 8:30 or 8:15 or something like that. And at like 7:40, I checked my phone. Adriana had put in the address, and she said, see you at the coffee house at 8 or whatever. I was like, it's 8? Like, am I wrong? And so I had to walk out of the house with curlers, like big fat rollers in my hair, which is not a big deal. Like, I've done it before in my own neighborhood, okay? Like, this is Garrett's childhood town, and we were staying with his parents and my sister-in-law and her boyfriend. And I was like, these people do not, like, I love them so much, but I just, like, I don't care if strangers see me, but like, I was not ready to let them in on like me and rollers. Like, that's just a little embarrassing to me. So I was like, and I packed so much. You guys know I'm an overpacker. I love to pack. So I had like 3 suitcases. One had all my makeup in it. Another had like my, cause on Saturday I was not a photographer. They had a photographer, but, and my actual peak, the peak part, it was I was so unplugged this weekend. It was amazing. I've never felt so present and in the moment. I was just like living the dream. But a lot of that had to do with my digital camera. So I had like a bag with my digital camera in it and my tripod and my air stick. TikTok shop has been getting me like so good. I've been purchasing, I had got the UGG dupes, the like little platform wedges. I got those. I got 2 different pairs. They're supposed to be arriving. I got the air stick, which I love so much. It's like this little, it's not sticky, but it has these like little suction cups and you can like stick them places for your phone. Then I have my tripod from Amazon that is like super small and compact that I love for traveling. So I had that in a bag. So Garrett is carrying my technology bag. I have my suitcase of makeup, and then Garrett also has to carry like my miscellaneous things. Okay, like I had a whole commotion of things, and I was like, all right, Garrett, like, will you please, because we were upstairs, I was like, will you please just like check downstairs, make sure nobody is trying to come upstairs, because I will be, or I'm sorry, that nobody is downstairs as we come from upstairs to downstairs, because I don't want them to see me. Like I'm not ready for that. And luckily nobody was like up and about. So I snuck out, I got in my truck, and Garrett hung out with like his parents because he didn't have to do any prep. Like he didn't have to do any of the things. And I had left the Airbnb to get to the coffee shop, and then my Saturday had started. And I kid you not, I think I pulled out my phone twice, and that was to text Garrett when I like made it to the Airbnb. I was definitely like really tired. I've had such low energy this weekend, but it was like counterbalanced because I was on this high of the wedding and it's so exciting, and like Adriana and Christian are getting married and it's gonna be so amazing. So it's like this really, really high. I was like, yes, like this is gonna be great. And then it was also hit with like, oh, like I kind of feel not great. Like my body was kind of, my allergies have been hitting really hard. And then literally, I kid you not, guys, 2 things bad happened. And this isn't even my pit of the week, but 2 terrible things. They could be counted as my pit, but they're not my pit that I've written down, okay? So I forgot to pack underwear, okay? That's really, you know, maybe too much information for you, but I didn't pack any. I don't know what I was thinking, but I completely forgot. So I had to go to Dollar General because this is a very, very small town, and they have a coffee shop, but they don't have like a Walmart. They don't have like a convenience Target or a convenience store or anything like that. No Walgreens. They have Dollar General. And Dollar General has some stuff, but it doesn't have exactly what you need. And so I rushed there. I got Band-Aids and Benadryl, not Benadryl. I should have got Benadryl, but I forgot Benadryl. I got Tylenol. That's what I got. Tylenol, Neosporin, and then like Coca-Cola for Adriana. She loves soda, but just like these miscellaneous things. And then me and another bridesmaid did not have underwear. So I tried to buy some underwear from this Dollar General, and I did not realize that bikini underwear was like full coverage in the back. I've had full coverage underwear for a very, very, very long time, and also they only had small or medium, so they were a little small. That was horrible, so I couldn't wear them, and I didn't have any of my own to wear. And then as soon as I put my bridesmaid's dress on, and as soon as we're about to go out, I get this knot in my stomach. And it feels like someone has just like punched me in the gut. You know what that is. I got my period, and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Luckily, I had some tampons, but I was petrified. Luckily, like it's the first day, so it's never like really that bad, but I was petrified that our dresses were beautiful velvet. They were this like gold, beautiful, stunning dress. And I was like, please, please, please do not bleed through this dress. That will be so incredibly embarrassing. And it wasn't like I could travel somewhere to go get any proper underwear because there was nowhere any like clothes. So that is like one of the hardest things about living in a small town is sometimes you don't have access to everything that like someone who lives in the city would. So I was so good, but nothing happened. Everything was like great in that aspect. But besides like my little, period situation and feeling a little tired, it was like this high of everything is so like good, and I did not have my phone at all, and I was just like hanging out. And it definitely like helps that Adriana's bridesmaids, most of them, all but I think one, was a sorority sister. So it's like, oh my gosh, like these are my girls. Like, and it was just, I had an absolute blast. I cannot believe that. Like, I didn't even know where my phone was. My phone was at like 100% charge all day because I didn't pick it up. And having a digital camera is so nice because we were passing it around, like everyone was snapping pics. It was so much fun to just be relaxed and not have my cell phone and not like be so drawn to like what other people are doing. Like I wasn't having to check it. It was the perfect like social media cleanse, to be honest. Like I don't have the greatest service in that town in general, so it's not like I could be like talking to anybody anyways, and it was one thing after another. So that was like the highest peak. Adriana and Christian got married. It was great. It was amazing. I was off my phone. I was completely present and I had a freaking blast. So I absolutely loved that. Bringing everything to my pit of the week. So it's actually the pit of the month. I am taking a break for Cycle Bar, and I would like to try the hot yoga. I've gone to a couple classes with Kennedy, and there's this like free trial for the month of October, so I'm a little sad that I'm pausing Cycle Bar, but I want to be able to focus like completely on this new thing that I want to try. So I'm going to be trying the yoga for a month, and Power Life is what it's called, and I'm just really excited to do something new. I have found that like many weights are killing me, and I don't know what it is. I need to get back into like weightlifting, and I just love the mix of cardio and weightlifting, but it's like not heavy weights, and I love the like rooms and the yoga mats and all the things. So I'm going to be trying that for the month of October, and then we will see in November if I want to continue with Cycle Bar or if I want to do Power Life, or how really that is going to all come together, because I love to schedule things. I love to put it on my calendar. I like to make it a priority, and having these like little boutique memberships have been really motivating to actually attend. I love the group atmosphere. I love the instructor telling us what to do and guiding us through the workout. I get that through Cycle Bar. 2 years ago, I tried Pilates. I really, really liked Pilates. Cycle Bar, like I said, and now we're going to try the hot yoga and see how it goes. They have different classes like bar and traditional yoga and then flow and all the things. So I'm really, really excited to like navigate that and see if I like it better than Cycle Bar. But I'm a little sad because I want, if I'm trying something, I want to go all in and I want to try it. I don't want to hold back. I don't want to be like, oh, like, should I do this? Which class should I book? Like, am I going to go to Cycle Bar today, or am I going to go to hot yoga? I want to take the decision making out of everything. I don't want to have to focus on it. I don't want to have to make it a big deal. That is not my priority. I want to just have it in my calendar and go. And it's also kind of fun that my friend goes, like Kennedy goes. And so it's like that motivation and that accountability. Oh, like Kennedy's gonna go, she's gonna ask me why I didn't go. If every Wednesday we go to hot yoga, or Thursday or Friday or whatever day I decide to make in my schedule, oh, like you didn't go, like what's the matter? So the accountability I'm really craving, and trying something new. That's what's so fun about being an adult. Like, you're able to try these new things. You're able to pick up these hobbies and these things that you might not get to when you're older because you'll have obligations like children or your work or whatever. And so I'm really just trying to experience my 20s to the fullest. I keep reminding myself, like, you're in your 20s, like this is your prime. 30s can be your prime, 40 can be your prime. Like I want to get better with every single age, right? But it's so fun. Like I am in my 20s. I am in like the golden years. This is the age that I looked forward to. So I'm able to try anything I want. And with that, I decided to order TikTok slime. Oh my gosh, this is kind of embarrassing to talk about, but I've seen all these videos on TikTok. I will tell you, I'm a sucker, okay? I am a sucker for a trend. I am a sucker for what the girlies are doing. I want to be like the girls. I am a girl's girls. So if they have a Stanley Cup, I want a Stanley Cup. If they're wearing the UGG dupes, I want to wear the UGG dupes or the real Uggs, or like I just want to be where the girlies are at. So I've been seeing these TikTok slimes, and I know they're girls because their nails are so pretty and long, and they are just like making these so like aesthetic videos, and they have these like sizzling and popping slimes. It is so fun to listen to, and I have probably put off buying slime for a year. Like, oh, you don't need that. Oh, that's childish. Oh, like that's not for you. You're not their demographic. Like they're looking for middle schoolers. You know what? Like I have money. Like I'm gonna buy it. Like that's the fun part of being an adult. So I ended up purchasing 3 slimes. They drop on like Fridays at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I was like, I'm not gonna miss this. And I ended up like getting in line, and I knew that they had kind of like sold out quickly. So right at 5, I like put them in my cart, and I actually tried to buy 4, but by the time I got to check out, because it was like, you are in line, one of the slimes had already sold out. Are you kidding me? And so then I had 3 in my cart. I was like, there's no thinking. I'm purchasing. It was 5:02. I refreshed the screen after I had purchased my slimes. I'm in the safe, and boom, 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 like 5 slimes sold out. And I was like, oh my gosh, you were kidding me. Like this is so intense. This past Friday, after Adriana and I like took her ceremony photos and we're headed to the rehearsal, like, cause there was 2 different venues. So one was at like a proper church, and the other was at like an outdoor wedding venue. And so we were driving to the wedding venue, and we had to make a little pit stop, a little special photography session that she wanted. And as we're driving, I had set like an alarm on my phone because there was 2 slimes that I kind of wanted from the slime shop, and my phone like buzzes, and I get a message as we're driving to the rehearsal dinner, or the rehearsal for the venue, and Adriana is like, oh, like what's that? And I was like, can I ask you to do something kind of embarrassing for me? Would you mind like purchasing these like slimes, because I'm driving, but they sell out so quick. Like I'm not even lying, like in 2-3 minutes, like they will all be sold out. I really want the Wednesday and Enid slime. It's like a Menzu slime. It's pink and black, and I just think it's so cool. And I couldn't remember which of the other ones I wanted. I ended up, she's like, and what's the other one? And I was in a panic because it's not, I was driving. I was like, and she's like, it's this, and I was like, it's the brain one, but it wasn't. It was supposed to be the vampire one because it had sand in it, but she ended up like purchasing them, and I was like, thank you so much. Like I'm really glad that I got the Wednesday and Enid one, because they don't like remake the slimes. Like they have a batch and they drop it, and then they don't like remake any. So if you miss the day that they come out, like you don't have the opportunity to purchase again, and they sell out so quickly. And so I was like kind of embarrassed, but I had to like be honest with her because I was like, I really want these slimes. And Adriana said something that was so like moved, like I don't know, it just hit me in a certain way. She's like, don't be embarrassed, like this is something you like. Do you actually like play with them? And at the time I like hadn't gotten my shipment from the other one yet. But I was like, yeah, like I want to play with them. And she's like, at least you have something that you want to do and you're going to play with them. Like people buy stuff all the time, they don't even use them. And you shouldn't be embarrassed if it's something you like. And I was like, thank you. Like it's really hard, even though Adriana and I have known each other since freshman year of college. Like it was really hard for me to be like, hey, this is something I like. Like everyone can like tear you down or make fun of you for like your passions or even trying something new. And I'm like, I feel like a nerd. Like I feel like it's embarrassing sometimes. You're like, oh yeah, like I play with slime. Like I play with slime? Are you kidding me? But it's like so soothing. It's very aesthetic. I just am literally mesmerized. I went to the chiropractor to like get my body adjusted, and I was feeling numbness in my pinky, and she's like, oh, like you have a pinched nerve and this happens. She's like, it's in your elbow, it's you have really weak wrist. And I'm like, how can I get my wrist stronger? Like these many weights. I have weights next to my desk. But you know what else will strengthen your wrist? Slime. Like playing with slime, being active, like moving your fingers, moving your wrist, not just being in a typing position all freaking day. I'm trying to find things that make me happy, that give me balance, but also like are fun. And I believe that slime will do that for me. Like it's so fun to play with, and I get to squish it and feel it. And on the videos, like the TikTok videos, I've been pushing it off because I felt embarrassed. I was like, you like are 25, like you are buying slime? Are you kidding me? But it is part of my goals. And your hobbies don't have to be part of your goals. And I think hobbies actually should, like, they should be in alignment with your life, but they don't have to be everything. They don't have to contribute to your goals, as in like making money or, monetizing or getting, there's so many things in my life that I have a goal to do that I really like doing, but it is part of work. Like it's a commitment thing. Like my podcast, I love to do my podcast. It's a way for me to like talk to you, and I love to talk. But I have the commitment of twice a week. That is work. I have an obligation. Playing with slime is not an obligation. I can pull it out. I don't have to pull it out. I can play with it, or I can leave it on the shelf. I want to play with it right now. It's like my current obsession. I'm trying to reduce the time that I'm on my phone. I'm trying to read more. I'm trying to play more. I'm trying to spark creativity. I'm trying to spark joy. I'm trying to have more balance. And since a lot of my life is tied to social media and is tied to my cell phone, I'm trying to have that good balance. I'm trying to get back to my childhood where I am playing with things and being present and immersed in whatever I'm doing right in that moment. And it doesn't matter if I could be, because this is such a hard thing. I'm always thinking, oh, like I could be doing this. I could be editing more photos. I could be working on another TikTok. I could be working on a video. It could be this. It could be that. Like sometimes your brain won't ever turn off with all the things that you should be doing. But I'm like, I could be doing a lot of things, but what am I doing for myself? What am I doing for the pure joy of just doing it and feeling happy with it? Painting my toes, or like doing my skincare, taking a long shower, reading a book. Like those are all ways you can pour into yourself. Being in my garden, snipping my zinnias. Like I'm trying to have more fun and to do more things and to try things that I've never tried before, because that is what life is all about. We are to experience things. We're supposed to grow as individuals in our life. It doesn't have to be all your growth in your business. It can be growth in your amount of fun that you have every day, or what you're drawing, or what you're creating, or what you're painting. So I'm like, you know what? a $15 slime container, yeah, I could buy 2 Starbuckses, but they're both going to give me the same amount of joy, right? Like, I have been really thinking about like how I'm spending my money, and if I spend it on this, then like I could save it and like spend it on something else. But then I'm also thinking about the usage, like how much will I get out of like playing with it, or if it's an outfit, right? Like I think, oh, this shirt is $20, that's the same amount of a slime. Like, what's gonna give me more joy? What is gonna like have me more immersed? And you know what? Slime is winning right now. So I have 4 slimes. They gave me like a little freebie, which is really, really fun. I am planning on getting the rest of my YouTubes up. So I did like a little like unboxing, if you will. It was super, super fun. So the video will not be up when this podcast episode goes up. Hey, I hope that you're enjoying today's podcast episode. Just a quick interruption to let you know that Golden Hour Drip has a weekly newsletter that comes out. This has bonus content, weekly updates, and future event information. If you haven't already, go down to the show notes, click the link, and join today. Now, back to the show. But I do plan to get caught up on my on my YouTube channel. And I know all YouTubers say this, but I have really had like a learning curve, and I'm trying to like get on top of it. And I had this goal for myself. I was like, all right, October 1st. No, actually, it was back in August. I was like, August 1st, you're going to be caught up. And guess what? I was not caught up. And then September rolls around. I was like, September 1st, you're going to be caught up. And then this past like couple weeks, I've been really trying hard to get my videos organized, because I had some recordings on my digital camera, some recordings on my phone, and they were just on different SD cards. I didn't have a system in place, and so I'm like scrambling to get all of these like different things organized. And this past weekend really threw a wrench in my plans, and it wasn't for lack of like planning in general, but like one thing after another hit me. I had like the lowest energy because of my period. I've had headaches for the last couple days because my allergies have been so bad. So low energy, super bad allergies, headaches, and my period. Like, and a wedding and family coming in, and I tried so hard. I worked on my house, I worked on laundry, I worked on trying to set up systems so that when it came to like events like this weekend, I would not fall out of routine. And for the most part, I did really, really good job. But on last Wednesday, Thursday, I did not have it in me to pre-record a podcast. So I've been really trying hard to record on Wednesdays. The week before my episode goes out, that has not been like going as planned, and because I have such a backlog of videos and trying to get them uploaded, it's all on like where I'm trying to spend my energy. Am I spending my energy on my podcast? Am I spending my energy on my vlog? Am I spending energy on TikTok? Am I spending it on this? And like really dissecting my day on what time I'm going to spend doing what. And then you throw a big event like today in it, this weekend, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like it is so hard to get everything done. And on one hand, I'm holding myself accountable. I'm like, all right, like what areas could we have improved on? What areas could we have done a little bit better so we did not get as stressed? And I want to actually say that I'm stressed, but I didn't get everything done that I wanted, like my YouTube videos. So although I did like this really fun unboxing, it probably won't be uploaded until next week. My goal is by next week, I'm going to be completely caught up. I swear, like that is my goal. And I'm like, all right, like Let's do it. And as I'm recording this, it's October 1st. I have seen all on social media. It's the first of the month, right? I feel like it's like clockwork, people post it. It's the first of the month. Wake up, wake up. It's the first of the month. And I feel like I totally fumbled October 1st because one, I woke up in a town that was not mine. I woke up at the Airbnb and we had Sunday brunch with Garrett's grandparents. I love his grandparents. We haven't seen his grandparents in so long. I want him to be fully present. So Garrett's cousin Adriana, my friend, got engaged or got married this weekend. That's one side of his family. So we saw those grandparents at the wedding. But the other grandparents who live in the same town, we did not get to see. Plus, Garrett's sister was in from Chicago. Like, you want to visit with the people you love so much, especially when you're already in town, right? So we went to brunch and we hung out and we did all the things, and I did not end up getting home until 1 o'clock, and that should have given me plenty of time, right? Like, I spent the whole morning, but I was just absolutely drained. I was so tired, and I flopped. I was like, oh my gosh, like I cannot find the energy to do anything. And I was like, all right, like I'm gonna lay down, I'm gonna take a nap, and then I'll feel better, and then I'll be able to record. Well, I scrolled on social media, all the things that you do to procrastinate. And I took a nap at like 4 o'clock. So it was like 3:30. I took a nap, and I have not got a weekend nap in so long. It's been a full month, and I love weekend naps. That's what I live for. Like, I want to take a nap on a weekend. That is my goal. That is part of like my big picture plan, to be able to take a nap on the weekend. I want to have my work done. I want to have my house clean. That's my number one goal. Have a nap, okay? And I was like, I need a nap. I need it. And I laid on the couch. I took like an hour nap. And then Garrett was like, all right, like I'm gonna go. It's hunting season, so he's gonna sight in his, I forget even what season it is, but he went with his cousin, whatever, that's cool. I like moseyed around, honestly. I played with my slime again, like that was very good. And I will tell you, like it helps. Like, I'm recording my podcast later in the night than I would have wanted, but I don't regret feeling present. I don't regret hanging out with the people that I love. I don't regret allowing myself to have that space and that time, because I needed it, and I'm trying to listen to my body, and that is part of balance. Like, I know that I'm gonna make good on my commitment. I'm not gonna fall through. Like, I will get it done. I will do what needs to be done. But like, if you can't fill your cup, like, what are you gonna pour out? Nothing. Like, dribbles. Okay, so I like took a little nap, and I still don't feel like 100%. I'm wearing sweatpants. Like, sorry. Like, I feel I cannot put pants on. I am feeling so bloated, so tired, and I'm like, you know what? Absolutely not. I'm doing the best that I can. And then as I'm scrolling on social media, to make me feel even worse, on TikTok, it's like it's the first of the month, and everyone's like waking up early, and they're like getting a jump start on their goals, because that's what my feed is filled with, because I've curated it that way. But then it went and bit me in the butt, because it was like, actually, like, you're not doing enough. Actually, like, you should be like getting on your goals. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you're so right. I should be getting on my goals, but I'm not, because I'm tired. And I was like, your circumstances will change time to time. You will have these events. You will have disruptions. Life is not perfect, so you cannot expect everything to go perfect all the time. And it's when you're able to fall back on your routine. It's when you're able to set yourself up for success, because you did the work when you had the highest energy. I know that, like, with my cycle, I'm gonna have high energy in some points and low energy in others. So when I have that high energy, I am using that to my advantage. I'm making sure that I'm switching out my, fall to summer clothes. I got that done. I'm making sure that I've gone grocery shopping or I've thought about my meal plan for the month. That is all what goes into having a successful, low point. So I don't regret having fun. I don't regret being unplugged. And that is so good for your brain as well. I was able to not make content Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I didn't do anything. It was so good to just sit and marinate in that. All right, you are, and it wasn't even thinking about it. I was this is so fun. I'm having a blast. Now, you can't do this all the time. You can't be I'm taking a break. You're going to have to put in work and you're going to have to put in the routines to be able to take that really great time. And I was thinking about this as well. Rain is so fun. I love rainy days and I love to be outside when it rains and being able to come inside and get warmed up. I was watching this TikTok because I spent a lot of time on TikTok today. This girl was out in the rain, it was raining, and she ran to go get her coffee, and I just could envision when you're running out and it's sopping wet outside and you get inside your warm vehicle and you have your coffee and you're just watching the rain. How fun is that? So to be able to really enjoy life, you have to have a little bit of work. You have to have a little bit of pain to really experience the pleasure, instead of just this dopamine hit all the time of fun, right? You gotta have some work. So then the moments where you're able to take a break, it's even better. So coming into the winter, I'm excited because it's gonna be cold outside. That means it's gonna be even better when I get inside, when I'm able to cozy up on the couch. I've been loving Fridays so much, that the celebration of an end of the week, and I've had because of the life changes that I've made, besides this week, low energy with my allergies and not feeling good, I have had so much energy in the afternoons. This is so contradicting. I promise, stay with me. So I have never felt more balanced and fulfilled in my work life. So when I get off my computer, when I shut it, I feel so good, and I want to continue doing other things. It's not a doom scroll. I want to bake. I made bread. I'm gonna start my own starter, I've decided. I've experimented in the kitchen, making different things. I am just really enjoying life right now, and I am happy to put in the work when it needs to be done. And having these little cutoff times, having these hard starts and hard stops, my walk 9 to 10. I know you're probably tired of me talking about it. I love walking 9 to 10. I hate it also. It sucks. But I do it because I know it's good for me, and I know that it's going to make me a good, productive human. It's going to have my brain activity firing off, and I'm going to be able to be really, really productive. So it's fine. I'm going to be doing that. And when I'm done, it's even better to sit my butt down in the chair. So I don't regret anything that I've done this weekend. And I think having fun is important for your human experience. You can't be all work and no play. Whatever that little quote is, all work, no play makes Jane a dull girl. I can't remember. I just remember my high school, my ex-boyfriend from high school, his mom used to say it all the time. But so it's the first of the month, and I made a little TikTok. I was you're not behind. It's the second of the month, when this episode comes out, it's gonna be October 2nd. You know what? October 2nd is just as good as October 1st. It doesn't matter when you start, as long as you start, as long as you get the ball rolling, and are committed to your goals, that's when the magic happens, baby. So it doesn't matter that it took me so long to get my podcast recorded. I still have suitcases full of stuff. My recording stuff is scattered everywhere. I have SD cards that need to be cleaned out. My makeup, oh my gosh, like it's really all over the place. My skincare though, I will say, it's almost out. I need to do a restock. My favorite emulsion balm is about half empty. I'm gonna be really, really sad when it's completely out. I'm hoping I can make it last until December. But I'm gonna have to like not wash my face as much. But also I don't like, I'm in this phase of my life where I'm using things, okay? I'm not saving it for like a special day. Every day is a special day, and so I'm gonna use it and I'm gonna enjoy it to the fullest. So I slather on all of my expensive creams, and when I say expensive, it could be $15, it could be $50. Like whatever expensive to me in that moment is, like I'm using it, I'm enjoying it, and I am slathering it on. And but yeah, my ordinary products, I need to do a restock. But I kind of said, I was like, October is going to be like my saving month. I don't want to spend that much money in October. So I bought 3 flights November 29th. That was Thursday, right? I don't have a calendar. I've already like wiped off my board for October, but Thursday Southwest was like having all these like flight discounts, so I booked 3 flights, 1 to Chicago, 1 to New York, and 1 to Tampa, Florida. So I'll be going in the next 4 months. Right, wait, October? I won't be doing anything in October. November, December, January, February. Next 5 months, if you count October. So you know what? That's a good little mix. I bought the tickets before October because October is like a no spend October, because November and December, those are your holiday months, and I am trying to spend the gifts. And I'm a little sad because October, I'm like, oh, like I really want to decorate for fall, because I had all this wedding prep. I was like, I'm gonna focus on wedding stuff and then I will get into the fall mood. And really October kicks off like nothing, like just fun stuff, like no work. Like we're done with the weddings this year. I will say, Garrett and I were talking about, like we're done with the weddings because we literally had 10 this year. We're like, yes, like we're finally done. And we went to bed on Saturday night. Sunday morning, I woke up, I checked my phone. Since I did not have my phone at all yesterday, I did not realize that my best friend Naomi texted me that she had gotten engaged. And I was like, ah! And I was so excited I showed Garrett. I was like, so you know how we talked about like no weddings? Naomi's getting married. It was so exciting. But I'm like, okay, so we have at least 1 wedding in the next year at least, right? So but October, November, and December, like I have 2 little fun trips, but like I don't really have that much going on, you know. It's all fun stuff, holiday stuff, family stuff. So I want to be prepared for that. I want to like get a little nest egg. I want to like save up my money so I can get to 2024 even better, right? And so I was like, all right, made a little pact with myself. I was like, October is going to be like minimalist spending month. No maximalism, no buying a whole lot. Like make do what you have, which is going to be really hard. But I did buy some stuff from TikTok Shop, like I told you. My Tasman UGG platform shoes have not came in yet, but hopefully those will tide me over. And then my next order of slimes like will take another week to get here. So hopefully it will be dispersed out enough that I'm getting the dopamine effects from like my little shopping sprees that I've already had. And also I can start like preparing for the trips for 2024, because this is the time to be young. This is the time to like take the trips and do the things. And I went to experience it. So I was like, all right, October, like no spend. And then all of my skincare is out. My shampoo, I use the rest of my shampoo, but those are really like, what's it called? Like your, not non-negotiables, but like your essentials. That's what I was looking for. Those are your essentials. Your shampoo, your conditioner, your skincare, right? Like those are your essentials. And girl math, I'm saving money by not spending it on Cycle Bar this month, and instead I'm getting a free month of yoga. So I'm saving money there. So I guess I can allot that money to my skincare. Girl math. Don't you love like the trending things that are coming up with things that you've already done? Like I don't eat proper meals when Garrett is gone. I just can't find the energy, and I like will make a dinner with whatever I have, like yogurt and nuts with half a slice of bread with avocado on it, and then like there's some leftover chicken, and maybe I will cook a bowl of rice and that will be my supper. Like whatever it is, it's like piecing it together. And then someone came up with like, oh, that's girl dinner. And I was like, ah, yes, that's exactly what it is. Or the girl math thing, like when you make it work in your head, but like it's not actually like rational. Like some people don't like get the way of thinking, and it's girl math. Like I'm saving money by like, you know, not spending it so I can allot it somewhere else. I just love it when little things come up like that. So October intentions are to save as much money as possible, but also do like fall things. I think I am going to like prepare maybe like an autumn fall activity guide. I think that would be so fun. I love to like experience fall for all that it has to offer, right? Like we only get so many seasons, and as soon as like the next season comes, you're always like wishing for the season that you just had. So summer's ending, like summer was so great. I had so much fun. And I'm like, oh, like I could wish for summer again. I could be like, I miss summer so much. Like it was so good to me. Like all of these things, but then I'm wasting my fall by pining after summer, and that's not being present. That's not being intentional with my time. So I'm welcoming fall for all she has and everything that I can squeeze out of her, starting with baking. I've been on a baking kick. So I made apple pie this past week. My aunt had brought over a ton of apples. It was so good. I canned applesauce Monday, Tuesday, and I was done with it by Wednesday. Thursday I made a pie. This is also why I didn't get my YouTube done, because I was trying to make my mother-in-law a pie and can the apples. Because when fruit is in season, you gotta get it canned. Or this winter, like you're not gonna be able to have fresh biscuits with butter and jam on it. So I was doing the most, trying to get it all canned and all good. Snickerdoodles also sounds so good. I was gonna make some today, but then I took my really long nap. Pumpkin bread sounds good. Pumpkin roll with cream cheese. All of like the pumpkin, apple, cinnamon, crisp, like blueberry crisp sounds so good. Ice cream, maybe it's because I'm on my period, y'all, but like all of those things sound just like so good. And I made like brownies 2 weekends ago. Like I went to the store and I bought all the spices because last year I was in the mood to start like fall baking in like November, the end of November, start of December, and everything was sold out at the grocery store. I couldn't find cloves, I couldn't find nutmeg, I could barely find pumpkin seasoning. I was so mad because I had the intentions on making like apple cider, and you need cinnamon sticks and cloves. And guess who didn't have any cloves? Me. I had powdered clove or ground clove. That is not the same, okay? And then it's kind of grainy. You need the like full clove. And so this year I stocked up and I bought 2 cloves and I bought 2 nutmegs, and I was like, vanilla and almond extract. I couldn't find almond extract last year either. Almond cookies, so good. I made cherry pie for the first time this past summer. You need almond extract for a cherry pie. Didn't have any. So I am stocking up, okay? I am getting all the ingredients to have a very baked, but that sounds like not good, like baked season. No, I'm having like I don't know what to call it, just like homemade season. We're doing things homemade. I'm baking everything. I am going to, it's just like so fun. It's something to do with my hands. I'm trying to be more like a kid. I'm not trying to focus on anything. Definitely not trying to have my phone, and you can only read so many books. Like, I love reading books and I read them so quickly, but I kind of get whiplash from the characters. Like, I'll read a book so fast, it'll be like a day, and then I start to read the next book, and I'm like starting to combine characteristics with the other one, and then I'm like, isn't he doing this? And it's actually like the other character from the different book's origin story, and I'm like, oh, like these aren't matching up, like these aren't the same. So I need something that isn't reading books, definitely not watching TV, and not scrolling on my phone. So having things that are enriching my brain, because we're acting like we're children and trying to find enriching activities, making something in the kitchen gives me that enriching activity. Making something with my hands that is keeping me busy, that is not like cleaning my house, is an enriching activity, and it makes me so happy and so present. That's what I'm trying to be this fall. Like, instead of the burr months being beer months, I'm trying to be present. Like, very just like in the moment and immersed. Fall is very short. Like, if you think about it, winter is like a pretty long season. Summer is a pretty long season, but spring and fall are more short. And so I want to like get everything out of fall, because winter will be here soon, and it will probably be January and February in a blink of an eye. And you guys know that those are hard months for me. I experience like a little bit of an energy dip with the shortened days and the cold and being inside all the time. So I want to make sure that I'm filling my cup. And it's kind of like I was talking about having, when I'm high energy on my period, or like before my period, I'm putting in the routines to help me like be productive when I don't feel good, or when I'm sick, or when I'm this or that. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. Like, it's the fall season. I'm putting in place routines and structures that are gonna help me get through the winter months, that are gonna help me feel productive and feel good, because the winter, like January, February, are very hard for me. March is hard for me, but I can like see the promise of, you know, spring is coming, and that's why I booked like a trip to Florida like in February. So I'll be like in the warmth, and that will kind of like help snap me out of it. But I am like gonna be putting in routines. I'm gonna be putting in systems that are gonna keep me on track for fall and into the winter time. If you have any like things that you do that keep you on track, or keep you on the system of having like an amazing winter, like let me know, because I would love to know your tips and tricks. I'm on the edge of getting like red light machine to mimic the sun's like rays or whatever, because I just want to prepare myself in the best way possible, because I'm on such a high, because I've had like such a good year. I want to go into the next year feeling just as good. I'm like, all right, what can I do now? Like, what can I eliminate? What can I add? What kind of routines can I be doing that like get me on track and get me feeling good? So if you have anything that you do that is like abnormal, I would love to hear it. If it is normal and you think is common knowledge, like let me know, because we are blind to our like greatest talents. Like, other people might think like I can't do that, but it's second nature to you. Let me know, because even the simplest things can be the most life-changing, and can be like that quarter twist that you need to live like a really amazing, productive life. So send them my way pretty please. I would absolutely appreciate it. Thank you for listening. Before you go, okay, don't log off yet. Please give me a rating and a review. I would love to hear your feedback on this episode and Golden Hour Drip as a whole. as we go into the next year, I am wanting to just make Golden Hour Drip the best podcast I can possibly make it. So if you have any feedback, if you have any likes, dislikes, I would love to hear them as I prepare for my upcoming year. I really appreciate hearing your feedback, and it would help me just like frame my podcast moving forward. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, leave me a comment as well. That would be a great form of like a little rating or review, if you will. Leave me a comment, send to a friend, do all the things. Thank you so very much for listening, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!